Welcome back to the Michigan Business Beat on Michigan Business Network. Jeffrey Mosher is sitting in for Chris Holman. No, not out on the road. I'm in our 109 East Oakland Avenue studios, just northeast of the State Capitol building in downtown Lansing, Michigan. And, well, this time around, reaching, probably across the city, as this individual is often in downtown Lansing. Doug Ross, a senior advisor for the governor in advising also Michigan prosperity. Welcome to the Michigan Business Beat, Doug.
Good to be here. Anxious to talk about our future.
Tremendous. So can you share with the Michigan business community specifically, I've heard LEO and labor and economic opportunity, and how does that all map out in connection with Michigan prosperity?
Well, as the governor said when she gave her State of the State address back in January, there were two priority issues that she believed had to be dealt with if Michigan was going to prosper and grow over the next couple of years. The first was, of course, to get the roads fixed and to give us a modern physical and digital infrastructure. The other revolved around talent. One of the things we've learned from the business community, and she heard over and over again, both when she was running and then after she was elected, is finding skilled, educated people is our biggest challenge today. If we can't solve that, the business community made clear their ability to grow here, even survive here, is limited, and the net result would be to lose good-paying jobs to other places. So with that in mind, as you know, she set a goal of saying we've got to consume more post-secondary education if we're going to be a competitive, prosperous place. That means more college degrees, it means more skill certificates, it means more apprenticeships completed, and she set a goal of going from 45% of our adults that have a degree or a skill certificate to 60% by 2030. And so the Department of Labor and Economic Opportunity is a major driver of that effort, along with the governor, and it's the framework within which a lot of our college and talent initiatives are being organized.
Perfect. And I think you covered my point of what you could share about the mission and objectives of Michigan prosperity. Could you dive a little deeper into the importance of an educated workforce on Michigan's future and Michigan's prosperity?
Right. Well, there are really two different important goals served when we increase the education and skill level of our people. The first relates to our economic future, our economic development. It's estimated that something like 500,000 job openings will come open in Michigan over the next 5 years that require more than a high school diploma. And the reality is the business community has been saying we don't have enough educated, skilled people to fill all those now. So there's a great urgency to close that skill gap, and that's what much of this initiative is aimed at. The other is, of course, we want our people to be able to earn better livings and to live better lives, be able to support their families. And here, the level of education makes just such a difference. For example, after 5 years finishing your formal education, if you just have a high school diploma, you average about $22,000 a year. That's after 5 years. That's not a path for being able to be self-reliant and raise a family. If you have a skill certificate, it's 50% higher. It's $35,000. If you have an associate's degree, it's $40,000 that you average. A bachelor's, $50,000. And if you have a master's or a higher graduate degree, close to $70,000. So the way a state gets wealthier in the 21st century, unless you have a lot of oil and gas on your property, we don't, is by increasing the education attainment of your workforce. And so every way you look at it, we want to become a wealthier, more prosperous place. We have to increase the level of our education.
All right. And you went a bit into it, but tell us about the needs of businesses now and the upcoming trends, and then what you and your team are, along with the state, doing to meet such needs.
Right. The business community is really indicating dramatic needs in two areas particularly. One is a lot of the skilled trades. There are a lot of skilled tradespeople connected with manufacturing, which continues to be a big part of our economy, and construction, who are scheduled to retire over the next few years. And we have not been producing enough skilled tradespeople to fill those positions. So one is to increase the number of people who have acquired those particular skills. The other is we don't have enough people with college degrees and in some cases graduate degrees. When you talk to the auto industry, for example, they're in desperate need of software engineers, computer scientists, of electronic engineers who have the kind of background that can help them develop electronic vehicles. So it exists on two levels. We need certain kinds of skill trades. In some cases, we can use even some shorter-term skill certificates, although our biggest need continues still to be college graduates who can fill the highest technological levels and also become the managers and entrepreneurs of the future.
All right. And to wrap us up, can you share with the business community how Michigan College Month, 60 by 30 goal, and Complete College America complement the goals of Michigan prosperity?
Sure can. Delighted. As the governor has posited, if we want to be a leading state, we've got to raise the percentage of our people with post-secondary degrees and certificates from 45% to 60%. To do that, both our young people coming out of high school, as well as those of us who are adults and already in the workforce, have got to go and get more degrees and certificates. We've got to go back to college. Now, college doesn't just mean a four-year degree, although that's still the best ticket to the middle class, but colleges, particularly community colleges, offer all kinds of shorter skill programs. So that's why back to college month is so important. And finally, it's not enough to get all these folks into college. We have to make sure they complete and actually earn a credential. And so by Michigan and the governor joining Complete College America, that's a network of more than 40 states that are working together to figure out how to increase completion rates. And I should add two other things if I can quickly. Governors also proposed two programs to turbocharge all of this. One is called Reconnect, and it would make community college tuition-free for every Michigan resident who's 25 or older and doesn't have a college degree. It's a chance to come back, get a credential that'll help you pursue your passion and earn more money. And then My Opportunity, which would make community college tuition-free for every high school graduating senior. In effect, we go from a K-12 to a K-14 system. And that sends the message to our young people, you can't stop at high school anymore. A high school degree simply isn't enough. So these are two big initiatives. We're hopeful, on working with Republicans in the legislature and Democrats, we can get both these enacted in the months ahead.
All right. Well, Doug, thank you so much for spending some time with the Michigan Business Beat today.
My pleasure. Anytime. I'm always eager to have a chance to talk to our business leaders around the state.
Perfect. Once again, Doug Ross, a senior advisor to the governor and an advisor in the Michigan Prosperity, has just been on the latest Michigan Business Beat here on Michigan Business Network.